Wow, that was some winter storm we had.
I really wish we had regular snow days instead of remote learning.
But then school would go all the way to June.
Ooh, and that would not be very lovely.
Let's start the first 2022 edition of
Your Nightly News.
For the Nightly News, I'm Brody.
For the Nightly News, I'm Ellie.
Let's take a closer look.
For the Nightly News, I'm Haley. For the Nightly News, I'm Kenzie.
For your Nightly News, I'm Elizabeth.
For the Nightly News, I'm Tashani.
Welcome to the Nightly News with a look at boys basketball. I'm Tashani.
And I'm Ellie. But before boys hoops, let's start with competitive dance.
The Field Girls dance team is back to a somewhat regular season. Let's take a closer look. Dance team captains. How is it having a somewhat normal dance season this year?
Well, it definitely is a major relief, and it gives a lot of the upperclassmen more motivation because they were able to have normal years before COVID. So it definitely gives us more of a push.
How has the dance changed with kids leaving?
Well, luckily, with the sport being dance, we change our routine often before COVID because judges would give us critiques and we would change parts of the routine and formations based off that. So it's not like a major difference, but it definitely makes us do more work and put more work in.
Your first year in quite a few years that you guys have hosted sectionals. Are you guys excited for that?
Definitely, especially with navigation being easier due to the construction that just got taken place recently. It definitely makes running of the competition more smoothly.
With COVID restricting your sophomore competitive season, what are you most looking forward to having it all back?
Sophomore dance competitive season was very challenging with all the COVID restrictions and competing virtual as we couldn't experience that true dance life. But this year I'm so glad to be able to be traveling back to different schools and being in the dance atmosphere.
How are you feeling about your upcoming transition into captain?
I'm very fortunate to have two great captains to look up to, and I cannot wait to follow in their footsteps and lead the team to success. # love Jerry and Callie.
So you're back to a somewhat regular dance competition. What are you most looking forward to this coming season?
I'm looking forward to in-person competitions, especially since last year all we were allowed to do was record them and then we just had to send them off, so we couldn't really see any other teams, which was kind of sad because that's the funnest part about going to a competition is getting to perform out there live in front of everybody and getting to see the teams perform.
As a senior, how are you feeling about the upcoming sectional performance knowing it's your last one?
I think every time we get up to sectionals I'm always a little nervous, but definitely this year I think I'm my most nervous just because I am a senior, so it's it's like your last year, you always want to do good, but it's kind of cool to see how we've progressed from earlier years when I was a freshman and we were doing contemporary dances and now we're doing a fun kick poppy routine, so it'll be cool to see what happens.
We wish you luck on the rest of your season, ladies. For your Nightly News, I'm Elizabeth.
The girls have had a great season, including advancing to sectionals.
Boys basketball is having a rebuilding year. Let's take a look.
The boys' basketball season is wrapping up. Let's take a closer look at the coaches, players, and all the new faces. So, Cade, what's it like being the only senior on the basketball team this year?
Well, it's a challenge because, the senior class last year, they had a big group of seniors, good group of guys. So this year, you just got to step it up and be a leader this year.
So how do you feel about the underclassmen?
I really like the underclassmen. We work well together, on and off the court. We get along, and overall we just mesh really well together.
So Dallas, how is this year's season different from last year?
Last year we had all seniors. We're bringing back no varsity minutes, no varsity points or nothing, so all of the young guys were going to have to step up and take a big role.
And Nathan, how do you think the season's going to go?
I think we'll be decent, but we're really young. But we'll get experience and it'll help us in upcoming years.
So Jordan, how has the transition been from junior high to high school basketball?
It's been pretty challenging because the players are a lot taller and stronger, making it harder to get passes and shots off.
So what's it like being a freshman that starts on varsity?
It's really nice knowing that I'm playing against a bunch of like upperclassmen, and then I'm gonna be here for a lot longer than they are. So I'm gonna keep on getting better as like the years go on.
So Mr. Hahn, how's the JV season going so far?
Really well. I've had a really good season so far. Have a championship at the sophomore tournament at Colony Classic. Only got one loss in the season so far, so the guys are working really hard, dealing with a lot of up and down movement in terms of who's playing at what level each night, and doing a really good job handling that, and certainly are progressing, getting better every day.
Are you excited for next season as you take over for varsity head coach?
I am. It's an incredible opportunity, and certainly I'm honored. Coach Winkler has laid down an incredible foundation of developing young men and being very successful in the basketball program, and so it's a huge challenge and something that I can't wait to be a part of, and yeah, I'm very excited.
So Mr. Winkler, how are you feeling about the season so far?
Well, it's going along real fast, I think, but we're 3-9 at the present time. We're in the midst of the McLean County tournament. We have to play at Tremont tonight. Very good, improved Tremont team. Our kids are really working hard in practice and getting better each and every practice and each and every game. And hopefully we go down there tonight and put on a good show and come away with the win.
Since there are not many upperclassmen players this year, how has this year been different from other seasons?
You know what? It really hasn't. We've approached it the same way as other years. It just so happens we only have one senior and a few juniors. They have to take on the leadership role as the seniors would, and Cade Buchanan has done a really good job of that.
So how is this year different knowing it's your last before retirement?
It really hasn't been any different whatsoever. I've approached it the same way as any other year, with enthusiasm and hope that the season goes well. Getting to know the younger kids, the younger players, has been a joy. It really has. I haven't really had too much time to reflect. Something about coaching, as soon as you're done with that game, your sights turn to the next game, and you're really trying to prepare for that. Like I said before, I love these guys. They're working hard. They're playing hard for us, and they're going to get better as they get older. They're going to get better as the season goes on, and we still got a lot of basketball season left to play. So maybe those emotions will hit me at a later time, later in the season, but so far, I've just approached it like any other year.
That's all for now. For the Nightly News, I'm Ellie. Got the cameras.
Cut. Blooper reel. Blooper. I wanted to make a blooper reel. Okay.
Okay. You know what I should probably see is if you can even see.
Both of us.
The final question is, how are you feeling about this season, knowing it's your last before retirement? Dun dun dun.
Is this where the tears come?
Yeah. If you want to cry, you can.
I bet you want me to cry.
I do. It'll do good for the views.
Keep up the work, guys, and congratulations to Coach Winkler on his final year.
Well, that's it for our show.
And after last week, I hope that groundhog was wrong.
Me too. So we'll see you soon for another edition of Your Night. Johnny, you're supposed to say it with me.
Your Nightly News!